Hi there, this is Mr. Sharest, and you're here with me today to learn how to tune your ukulele using Soundtrap. If you're one of my students at EWG, in Google Classroom, I've posted an assignment about how to learn to tune the ukulele. So you can click on that, and the file is called Tune Your Ukulele, GCEA. That stands for Gorillas Can't Eat Apples. Of course they can, but that's just our device to remember the names of the strings. And these strings are listed in order from ceiling to floor. G is the one that's closest to the ceiling or closest to your face. C, E, and A moving closer to the floor each time. And of course there's also a track already programmed here called Ukulele Tuning GCEA. If you were doing this and you weren't one of my students with this already set up, you would want to go to a new file, or honestly any file, but open a new track and use voice microphone, and just make sure that your default microphone is chosen. In this instance, if I wasn't using an external microphone, it might be my MacBook Pro built-in microphone, and you'll be able to follow the steps as you would for the rest of this video. So I've got this track set up here for my students, which is called Ukulele Tuning GCEA. And with that track selected, I'm going to go into Settings, and I'm going to choose Tuner. There's a couple things going on here. I need to mute this track because otherwise it's going to create an awful echo in a moment for you, but you'll still be able to hear me speak and play. I'm going to go into Settings, and I'm going to click Tuner. And so this, probably the first time you open this up, is going to ask you if you're using headphones or not. You should be using headphones, otherwise you can get an awful squealy feedback sound. So make sure you're using headphones on this. And of course you get this extremely squirrely tuner. Probably not the best tuner in the world, but a really okay one for the purposes of being free. And we're going to tune this from the top string to the bottom string. So you can see over here, I'm using my ukulele, and this, I'm going to call this the top, and obviously this is going to be the bottom. We're going to tune the G string first. That's going to be this string up here. I'm plucking with my thumb. And it's telling me, I just happened to have tuned that a moment ago, it's telling me that it's G. Okay, and sometimes I find that if the tuner is very squirrely, it could be because it hears the vibration of the other strings, so I'm going to mute the other strings with my fingers. And it's at least able to lock on for a moment or two. All right, the next string down, my second string, is going to be my C string. You can see this second string down goes all the way to this peg. It's on the top side of the headstock. It's the furthest away from my body. Okay, so that's my C tuning peg. And I'm looking at that on my tuner. And that tuner is pointing to the left. That means it's flat or low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the tuning knob away from me until that meter reaches the middle. I had to stop talking there so it wouldn't register my voice, okay? So I now have my top string G in tune. I've got C in tune. My next string is going to be E. That's from the top. That's the third string down. And if I follow that string to the headstock, that's going to be the outside bottom tuning mechanism. And I'm going to pluck that string with my thumb. That's so flat, it's almost saying B flat. This E flat. This one is going to need to be turned towards my body. I'm just moving slowly, trying to get that meter right in the middle. I'm going to mute my strings here for a second. And E's in tune. My final string is the A string. That's the one closest to the floor. If I follow the string up the headstock to this tuning peg right here, okay, that's going to be on the bottom, and that's the one closest to the center of my body. This should be A. Pretty flat. I'm going to turn it towards me. And again, if I just give it an extra moment to register, that's very, very helpful. So these are the typical tunings. Often you're going to be flat, but let's just say you were sharp, for example. Let's take our G string, which is up here on the top, okay? If I play that, I've made it flat by accident. Forgive me. So that needs to be a G, and it's saying A, which is above pitch. I'm going to take the tuning peg here for my G string, and I'm going to turn it back towards me to lower the pitch. to get G right in the middle. And there it is. And that's how you tune your ukulele using the tuner in Soundtrap.